Van Deeb, a dynamic leader with decades of experience building companies and crushing sales. He's been there and done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Van Deeb.
Inspiring audiences across the country to do it too. Now, here's Van.
Today, I'm pretty excited. I've got a really great guest, Jay Morales. Jay, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for letting me be here, Van. This is awesome.
Well, you get to join me on one of my favorite all-time topics, and that's visualization.
People say we're visual, right? We're visual people. So visualization, can you explain that to me?
So I say this probably more often than I do on any other topic, that we need to see where we want to be before we can get there.
Yeah.
We have to, and I quote Napoleon Hill, and I've done it in a previous podcast before, is if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. Well, in my life, and I don't like to talk to my audiences about things that I have not experienced.
Right.
I want to be real, and I want people to know that if I'm going to recommend something, it's because I've been there and done that.
Right.
And visualization to me has played a gigantic role in my life. It's played a huge role in my life. And I have so many examples, but I just got to tell you just a couple of these.
Yes.
So first of all, like I said, visualization to me is if you want something in your life, you have to picture yourself living it. If you want to go on a wicked vacation to Hawaii, you want to visualize yourself being on the beach and what that feels like. If you want to win the #1 award at your company, you have to visualize walking up on stage and getting that award. If you want a big, beautiful home or a fantastic car, you have to visualize yourself in those positions. So I got my first experience of visualization when I was in college. And, I grew up in a wonderful family, but I was one of these that I was a non-conforming rebel,
Right.
I was kind of a wild child, and there wasn't a lot expected of me. And so I'm in college, and I'm playing football at the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Yes.
And I was not a good athlete. I just enjoyed being part of that discipline and having something to work hard for.
Sure.
And I'll never forget, we had a big game, the spring game coming up on Saturday. And the week before, I was telling everybody I played defensive end. It was an outside linebacker position. I told everybody I'm going to pick off a pass Saturday and score a touchdown. And a lot of people would chuckle and say, Deeb, you're lucky if you even get into play.
Right.
And so I had this in my head. I visualized it. I dreamed it. I felt it. I could see it.
And you told people.
I told people, but listen to the crazy thing. So that night before I went to bed, when I'd wash my face, I'd wash my face with soap and water, and then I'd rinse it 6 times in the mirror. 6 times is a touchdown, 6 points.
Yes.
I'd splash water on my face 6 times, look in the mirror, hold my hands up, and go touchdown.
That's
crazy.
It's a ritualistic visualization. You said, this is what's going to happen.
Visualized every second. And
wow.
So all week long, I'm telling people. And people that knew my athletic ability would just chuckle.
Sure.
And so Saturday morning, and one of my buddies was giving me a ride to the university. We had the pregame meal. And when he dropped me off, he had to work that day. I said, turn on the radio at work. You're going to hear, I'm going to score. I'm going to pick off a pass to score a touchdown. And he made a derogatory comment and left.
Sure.
Yeah, which I would have too if I was going to do that to me.
Sure.
So long story short, I pick off a pass.
Oh my gosh.
I run it 32 yards, and I scored a touchdown. And not only scored a touchdown, but we won by my 6 points.
Oh my goodness.
So let me tell you what that visualization did to me. For one, it freaked me out.
It scared you.
It made me realize there's nothing I can't do. That moment, well, after the 2 cases of beer that I tried to drink.
After
That next day,
post celebration.
right, post-celebration, I was convinced that there's nothing I can't do if I put my mind to it. It freaked me out. So then I applied that mindset in my business life. My first real estate job at 23 years old, I got to this company just in time for their awards banquet. So I'm in the back room with 200 and some people, and I'm seeing this gal. They announced the number 1 agent in the company, and I'm seeing this gal walk from way in the back to the front, and she's walking on stage to win this big award.
Yeah.
And the whole time she's doing it, I'm visualizing me walking up there. So what did I do? This is another crazy thing.
Yeah.
But you got to be a little off to be driven.
Absolutely.
I really
you
believe
can't be
that.
vanilla. You can't be vanilla.
You can't be vanilla. And so I would look in the mirror ever since that award banquet, and I would practice my acceptance speech.
You're
I'd
visualizing.
like to thank everybody for supporting me. This award means a lot to me. I can't believe I'm the number 1 agent in the company. Oh my gosh, this has been a dream of mine. And I'm literally doing that in the mirror. Not every day, but dang near every day.
Right.
I'm visualizing.
When you first started doing that, how was the process from the first time you did it to visualize to how many times do you think you did it in your head before you won?
Did it all the time. It was something that was part of my DNA. I
Yeah.
visualized where I wanted to be in
Yes.
life, and I would dream about it. And you know what, Jay? I pray about it too.
Yes.
And
I
so
think that's important.
Yeah, and so I would say in the mirror, I'd give my acceptance speech, to the mirror. And I want to tell you something. When I was the number 1 agent in that Fortune 500 company, and I walked up on stage, I got emotional.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I dreamed about. I worked my tail off for it. I visualized it, and it happened. And I'm going to tell you something on a personal note. My daughter, okay? I'm supposed to be a father on August 25th, 1988 is when she was expected to be born.
Wow.
I used to pray, and I visualized her being born the day before because that's my birthday.
Okay.
Now, that's not, it's not unusual for babies to be born a couple days early or a couple days late.
Sure.
But I actually visualized her as my birthday present. And at 5:13 on August 24th, 1988, she was born.
Wow.
But I had already seen it in my head,
Yes.
so it wasn't a real surprise to me.
Right.
No difference in visualization, Jay, when I built my company and I started out of my garage. I visualized it becoming a force in the market of real estate, in the Midwestern market in real estate.
It really impacted the industry here.
Yeah.
And the model is still carried on and revolutionized before. Yeah. So people were telling you, hey, we can't see this. What are you talking about? In your mind, how important is visualization when people can't even see your dream?
So here's the deal. And visualization comes easy for me. But I need to help other people. So when I do a lot of coaching or when I do speaking, I help people visualize. Mm-hmm. And it's not just, I'm driving down the street, I'm going to visualize. It's like meditating.
Yes.
It's you've got to turn off noise.
Yeah.
Your cell phone, close the door, no TV, and you've got to close your eyes. And it may be for 1 minute a day, which is good enough, or it may be for 5 minutes.
Right.
No longer. And you stop and think about, where do I want to be? Now, the cool thing about visualization is there's a couple things. There's a good and bad. Not bad, but there's a good and there's work.
Yes.
The good is whatever you visualize, you will accomplish.
Right.
The work part of it is that once you have that visual picture of where you want to be in life, now you have to put it all on paper and start taking the steps to make that visualization wish a reality.
Absolutely.
It's a work. Now it's work.
So can visualization be bad? And here's how I'm going to ask. There are some people who are going to say, I'm never going to I don't think I can. Are they visualizing that and not even knowing it?
Oh, my word. If you say you can't, you won't.
Right.
Visualization can work in the negative all day long. I'll never be the top producer. I'll never be a good parent. I'll never live in a nice home. I'll never drive a nice
Oh,
car.
Van, just you talking like that, I see your face and I don't even like you talking like that.
no.
Your physiological being just changed right in front of me.
Exactly.
So if you're listening, like I was just comfortable this whole interview, then all of a sudden I see Van talk.
Yeah,
That's
it's not me.
No.
No.
That bothers me.
You manifest your thoughts, man.
Yes.
You really do. If you say you're the best, you know what? You're going to be the best.
Yes.
You manifest your thoughts. But it's a work in progress. Where people go wrong is they think, I've got to master this right now. And they don't. Baby steps. Everything worth it is baby steps.
Yes.
Make it fun. You have to make it fun or you're not going to do it.
Right.
But
Because
visualize being a great parent. And, some of the things that you might do to be a better parent,
right.
a better son, a better employer. But I want to tell you, as God as my witness, visualization is real. Visualization is present. If you want it bad enough, start thinking about it. Picture it in your head. So I look at visualization as it's my avenue to be able to touch and feel my goal.
Yes.
So if I have a goal, I have to visualize what that looks like when I win it or when I get it or when I accomplish it. When I visualize, it helps me touch it. It helps me see it. You follow?
Yes, because I think the part that most people miss, and you talked about talking in the mirror earlier. Mm-hmm. Some people find that awkward. Right?
Well, it's
Who've
pretty
never
cool
done it
because it's the
before.
only thing that doesn't talk back.
Right.
Unless,
Unless you start answering yourself. But
I
when
could go
you
into
when you
that.
talk about visualizing in a mirror,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's basic and a great entry point for this exercise of visualization.
Mm-hmm.
And people are just intimidated. So someone's listening right now and say, Van, how do I start? I don't even want to talk to the mirror. How do they start?
Talk to the mirror.
Right? It's just that
Because
simple.
the person that you're looking at is the person that's going to have to do all the changing.
Wow.
Yeah, you've got to talk to the person that you want to change.
Yeah.
You just do. I guarantee you, when you look in the mirror and you say to that person that you're looking at, these are the things that I want you to accomplish in order to be successful, I guarantee that person's not going to look back at you and say no.
That's true. That's so
true.
true.
I know this is semi-relevant, but even Michael Jackson's song, The Man in the Mirror,
Yes.
listen to the lyrics.
It is
I
relevant.
even posted those lyrics on one of my newsletters.
Change starts from right here.
Change starts from right inside. And the cool thing about us as human beings, as God's gift, is we have the ability to make changes if we want to.
Yes.
But the key is if we want to. You can't visualize where you want to be if you really don't want to go there.
Right.
If you're convinced that you're not going to make it in life and you're going to be less than average, then none of this is going to work. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe that God didn't create all these people different. He didn't say, you're going to be a star and you're not.
Right.
I firmly believe that there's no such thing as human beings that were created not to be successful.
I believe that. And there are differences between thoughts and visualization, right? Just because someone says, I think I want to do that. I think I want to do that, right? Mm-hmm. I think I want to be successful. Versus visualize. Can you contrast the two or give a contrast on because some people have thoughts and they think they're visualizing.
You got to be strong. You got to be bold. You got to be bold to yourself. Don't waver with yourself.
Right.
Don't look at yourself and say, I think I can do this. Look at yourself and say, I am going to do this.
There's a difference in
I don't know
statement.
if and my listeners, I'm confident have seen this, but go back and get on my website on vandeeb.com and look at my blog at the bottom. And go back, and I believe it's my November 2018 newsletter that it's titled, I am awesome because I said so.
Yes, I do remember that.
That's the title of that newsletter. I want people to read it that are listening to this podcast, because I want to tell you, if you don't think you're awesome, nobody else is.
Right.
And it's confidence in yourself. And that's not easy for everybody, Jay. It's not. It's not easy to just say, okay, I'm confident.
But it's okay to be confident, because some people think, I don't want to be too confident because
it comes across as arrogant.
Arrogance.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
That's their problem.
Right.
If somebody says to me, Van Deeb is so confident, he's arrogant, that's fine. I don't need to know you.
Right.
Because I'm not arrogant. I'm confident.
You are one of the most humble people I know.
Well, thank you. But let me ask you this, Jay. If I walked into your house right now and you were trying to sell it and you're going to call 3 real estate people and you're going to interview them,
yes,
and I walked in and I said, Jay, you know what? I think I might be able to sell your house. I don't know. Possibly. Right. Maybe.
Right.
No. You want me to say, I will sell your house.
Yes.
And you know, when I first got in real estate, I'm 23 years old. I can't even spell real estate. I had no mentors. I had no idea what I was doing, so I just faked it.
Right.
And I'd go in these people's homes, and I want to tell you, I can remember it like it was yesterday. And I'd look at this couple or whoever, the sellers, right in their eyes, and I'd say, there's 4,000 really great agents in Dallas, Texas, which is where I started my career. There's 4,000 great agents in Dallas, Texas, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, but not one of them can compete with what I can do for you. Nobody can get you the highest price possible like I can. Nobody can make this as little inconvenience as possible. And I guarantee you no one's going to be more enjoyable to work with than I will. I want to tell you, if I don't exude that confidence, who's going to?
Somebody else will.
And going back to visualization, I would visualize my sign in the yard when I'd pull up.
Wow.
I would. I'd picture my sign in the yard. So if they didn't do business with me, I was confused. I mean, yeah. I was like,
right.
Okay,
happened?
Well, you know what? I didn't prepare for that.
Okay.
I didn't really prepare for you not to do business with me. So what the heck am I supposed to do now?
But Van, you just said...
I never would prepare for failure.
No, but visualization
prepares you for success.
I believe it, because if we don't believe that we can do those things, we're going to fall for anything.
Right.
So visualization.
If you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. You're exactly right.
So Van, visualization. How often should I talk to myself in the mirror? Every day?
Every day. Every day when you get up. Every day when you get up. Don't be afraid to go look in the mirror and tell yourself what you expect out of yourself. And visualize that happening. It's a lot easier to get to where you want to go when you see the picture.
Yes.
In your head of what that looks like. We're capable. Human beings are capable of manifesting the picture they made inside their head and making it a reality. You know what? I want anybody that's listening, of my audiences, you want to get really good at this? I want to coach you.
Yes.
I want to help people that want to understand how important visualization is. And it's free.
Yes.
Visualizing and all of that goes along with it. I can help somebody in one session. And I want to also thank you, Jay, for being my guest today. This is one of my favorite topics, and I love having you as my guest, and I'm going to ask you to be my guest all the time.
Thank you. Thank you, because I feel like I'm learning I know I'm learning every time we say.
But it's just like I always say that, you've got to be around people that bring out the best in you. You have always brought the best out in me, so I'm probably going to ask you to be my guest more than anything. So I'm grateful that you were here today on one of my favorite topics, visualization. And at the same time, I'm going to invite you to continue listening to my podcast.
Absolutely, and I will. I will listen to this one over and over because I need to hear it more than once, because I hear different nuggets and tidbits and little things that I can pick up. I've heard you speak many times on stage, but I learn something new every time.
You have to watch it. You have to listen to it. Or just like Step Brothers. I watch it all the time because I learn something new.
Every time.
But I want to tell you, thanks so much for being my guest today, and I'd like to thank my audience for tuning in on my favorite topic, and that's visualization, and I'll be talking to you soon.
A Parkville Media Production.